Welcome, my beautiful souls, and welcome to our Taurus reading for March 2025. This will be for Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising. Definitely those intuitively guided. Thank you for paying attention to your intuition. That's from your spirit guides. They thank you because they're the ones who really guide you, send you the signs. Intuitively, you may click on a video and you may not, you may think, "Oh, I don't know if this is going to have anything to do with me." And then the whole reading is like, wow. You can thank your spirit guides for that because, you know, they know, they know. um, you could certainly be in love with the Taurus platonically or romantically. You know, you are in really a lucky period. Um, I feel like this is going to be a time for you with a lot of personal growth. And I mean financially. This is definitely the time if you've had anything like on the back burner to bring it to the front burner now. And then Venus, sweet Venus, is definitely going to play a role, in starting in March, which can have you reflecting maybe on romance. I feel like you have a lot of things going in your favor this month, but not just this month. I want to make that clear. I feel like this is the beginning of what feels like a lucky streak for you. Now, lucky, yes, but it's because of your own actions at the same time, but just like the planets are aligning for you. So we'll take it, we'll accept that. Um, all right, so Taurus, I am doing opposite signs again this month. So your opposite is Scorpio. I'm doing opposites because I feel like there's so much we can learn from our opposite signs. And what I'm finding out is a lot of people who like have a Taurus sun, have a Scorpio moon or rising, or if they have a Scorpio sun, Taurus moon or rising. So there seems to also be that connection. And I know this is the last time I'm going to say this, but I really love Taurus and Scorpio together. Um, yeah. So anyway, we are going to use a few different decks. Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom. Whispering words of wisdom, let it be. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify, go deeper. We have the Romance Angels out. Put them right there for right now. We are going to use the major arcanas, and I'll probably continue using them. I feel like they bring so much value to a reading that till I feel otherwise, I think I'll just continue with them. And for your main spread, we're going to use the Tarot of Dreams. All right, but let's go ahead and start with Mother Mary. I'm going to bring the lid down. Oh, I noticed my one candle went out there at the very end on the table over there. So one thing I don't like about real candles is it's like real flowers, you know. When the candle is done, the candle is done. When the flowers have died, the flowers have died. Okay. Mother Mary, for my beautiful Tauruses. When we are in a universal year 9, which we are, um, and I know many of you know that, you probably have heard me say it a million times, but it's important to know that, because it is really the final push to a 9-year cycle. You can look back from 2017 and just reflect upon that period of time up to today. It's what made you the person you are today. And really, when I say reflect back, it's really to see your growth. I feel like you've had tremendous growth. I just know that from doing your readings, period. Um, I was going to say I do a lot of personal readings for Taurus, but I do personal readings for all signs. Okay, we have honesty. Honesty. I am in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. Honesty. Being honest with oneself and caring. Heaven cares for me, and I keep my heart open to caring about myself, others, and the world. Honesty and caring. Okay, thank you, Mother Mary. Um, we'll know why that came out through the reading. Let's bring in the major arcanas. The way I look at a reading is like there are different levels, Mother Mary being level one, major arcanas taking us to the next level, Tarot Dreams taking us to the next level, and then the clarifiers can take us to an even higher level. Well, speaking of the year of the Hermit, here it is. This is the year of the Hermit. This is the year of reflection. Sometimes you are brought down to your knees in the Hermit's energy, but it's because you're strong enough to find your way out. A lot of times I feel like if it has anything to do with, like, let's just say the dark night of the soul, what you figure out in the Hermit's energy is you are this spiritual being. You carry this spiritual light. Like, you can save yourself, but have a feeling you may be also helping to save others. Hmm. Card of Virgo, by the way. And then we have the Death card. So there's your opposite, Scorpio. The Hermit's illuminating the Death card. Mother Mary is asking you to be really honest with yourself. This is you reflecting. And I feel like you're doing exactly what the year is asking you to do. You're reflecting upon what doors need to close so that new doors can open. I've been feeling the Death card. It reminds me of like my closet. If I've never got rid of every piece of clothing I had, I would have no room in my closet for anything new. But when I clean that closet, to me it's like a symbol to the universe that I'm ready for new, right? I made this space. Whoa. Well, there's the Fool. That makes perfect sense. So the Death card says, you know, there may be a door that needs to close. I feel like you would already know this. I feel like this should ease a lot of people's minds because the Fool is really free and clear, playful, ready to take a leap of fate, adventuresome. Like, put me in, coach. Okay, well, you got a few. I didn't realize that. So let's slide these all over. High Priestess, your intuition. Following the Fool, it's clear. It's like telling you that your intuition will help guide you. You just need to take that leap of faith. I love how she's got like this fairy dust. It's like a wish coming true almost. Maybe I shouldn't have said almost. Maybe it is a wish coming true. Well, look at that. There's the wish card. So your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, and being in the Fool's energy is perfect for this. To me, first of all, it means that there's some wishes coming true. But it may require you to be in the Fool's energy. Okay, we're going to go even further. You know, someone said to me, like, why don't you get a camera where we can see the cards? I wish I could. That will be my next investment. I don't have a good phone. Like my phone probably would shoot, I don't even know, maybe 15 minutes. But anyway, we have the Hierophant. There's your major arcana. And then last but not least, we have the Emperor. Wow. What beautiful energy for, I feel like your money is going to increase. I feel like there's going to be opportunities offered to you. Some of these opportunities may be you starting your own business. I often feel like the emperor owns a business. The emperor is a leader of the people. And I love your major arcana right next to it. But I often feel in this energy also that the Hierophant is giving a blessing. You know, he looks like Pope, kind of. So it's also the father figure. The emperor is mirroring the hermit. Can't believe how many cards you got. Okay. So the emperor is looking into the reading. And it's interesting because the hermit is looking at the emperor and the emperor is looking at the hermit. So they're both recognizing each other. And it definitely feels like the Hierophant is blessing the emperor. Now, the emperor can also be female, because we are both masculine and feminine energy. And, there's times when if we're female, we need to use our masculine energy. And if we're male, we need to use our feminine energy. Um, but long story short, this feels like the ending of difficult times and the beginning of new adventures. And again, your intuition is like, follow me. It's leading right to your dreams. And these dreams, this is about manifesting these dreams in the star card. It's like, yes, I may have certain wishes, but, even saying affirmations. Um, but I don't feel like there's any block on what's meant to find you. I don't feel any block. The High Priestess is in the middle of that reading right now. So your intuition feels like is the key to your success, but in all areas. The star could be one dream, but it can be a few different dreams. You have this beautiful planetary action that's going to be working in your favor. The only thing I would say be a little careful of, because we do have Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is in retrograde right now. But going direct, I believe, I believe the ninth. Um, so when Mercury goes in retrograde, and Venus is also in retrograde, can certainly bring back old lovers, that type of energy. But it doesn't have to be this lifetime. It could be also past lifetimes. Okay, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. I love that your major arcana just showed right next to the star. I have to tell you, I feel like honesty from Mother Mary is also what's in the Hermit's energy. So it is like that final reflection, right? It is certain doors that need to close. They don't always have to be physical door. Like I don't have to like be physically kicking someone out of my life. It could just also be, my thoughts. I definitely feel through the Hermit's energy you've gained some true spiritual wisdom that I think is definitely going to come back to serve you. All right. Well, look what just flipped itself over. The hangman. I hope you caught that. It's like literally flipped itself over. This is an awakening. This is a spiritual awakening. Connecting to that hermit, which is all about your spirituality. You know, it's using your spirituality on this earthly plane. Look at this. This is the truth. You know, I feel like when we're in the awakened state, like we can't hide from ourselves. We can't, like we know what we know, but this is also showing your growth, which is tremendous. I mean, this being your very first card from the Tarot of Dreams, that's pretty tremendous. And I love the way it just flipped itself over. Like these Tauruses are having a spiritual awakening, which is, something that I called back, probably in November of last year, that this year there were going to be a lot of people having these spiritual awakenings. Um, another way of saying that is you carry that natural healing ability, um, and using it, using to help others, but to also help yourself. Remember to care about yourself, others, and the world. Don't leave yourself out of that equation. We have the Queen of Wands, can be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be, though. This is the Queen of Action. This is a queen that moves according to her desires, her passions. What stirs my soul? That's the direction I'm going to flow. She's coming right over the full, or right under the full, but also connecting to the death card. So it's like closing of the door, and then she's ready for action. So I kind of love that with the full. And having this spiritual, I feel like for the majority of you, you are this queen, male or female. I just feel like it's action oriented. We have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. First of all, this is fast moving energy. And I feel like what it's saying is if you have a certain goal, a wish in mind, and you're willing to, let's just say, let go of just what's not serving you, what may even get in the way of it, then I feel like very quickly you can manifest something. To me, this is like the law of attraction. What I think about, I bring about. Well, I love it following the awakened hangman, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Action, and now movement. Also connecting to the Fool and the High Priestess. Eights are also about a new beginning, but this feels like an exciting new beginning. There seems to be a lot of fire in your reading already, but I feel that as like sparks of passion. We have the Eight of Cups, 88, side by side. Eight of Cups probably brings us back to the Hermit's energy, because Eight of Cups is one reflecting over their emotional life or a situation. It's really where, a period of time where you felt like emotionally everything was going wrong, nothing was going your way. But this is reflected upon it to understand, like, you know, well, first of all, knowing oneself within love, within anything emotional. Um, But this is moving out of that energy. So I feel like this is the energy you've been in, and I feel like that's why it's relating to the Hermit. And I also love these two eights side by side, like two new beginnings. By the way, the person in the Eight of Cups who's done this emotional work, let's say, who literally has a spiritual awakening. You know, when you have a spiritual awakening, you can't help but be honest with yourself. You can't help but know what doors need to close. You know, it's just that clear. And this person moving into the Nine of Cups, inner harmony, but also fulfillment of wishes. But, you know, fulfillment of wishes because of the emotional work you've done, the emotional clarity you've found. You know, you're not hanging on to the past. Let's put it that way. We have the Two of Wands, beautiful, right under you. So it definitely feels like you're stepping upon a new path. And the Two of Wands, it makes sense, right? Queen of Wands, I'm going to follow my desires, my passion. That's what the Fool is allowing her to do. The High Priestess, I'm going to help guide you. What are you guiding me towards? Your intentions that you're putting out there, your wishes. What do I need to do? Just clear that emotional house. Don't let it have an effect on your present nor your future. So, stepping upon the path of the Two of Wands, that means you are following um, your passions. You're following them. Two of Wands is also mirroring the awakened hangman. We have the Three of Cups, a reason to celebrate. First of all, being in the awakened state is a reason to celebrate. This is joy. This really does bring joy to you. This is certainly celebrating some opportunities coming your way. You know, it's like the star, those wishes. I feel like we're getting closer and closer to them. I also feel like your spiritual team is celebrating you and the work that you've done. Like you've put pure joy in their heart. And then, well, hello, Empress. So we have the Emperor and the Empress, my power couple. Both are great leaders. Both lead through their experiences. They don't hang on to the anger or, you know, whatever happened within the Eight of Cups, whatever cups were knocked over. The Empress leaves her heart open. She's loving, she's nurturing, but she's also very powerful and strong. I feel like both the Emperor and the Empress, and I feel like right now you are the Emperor or the Empress. It like the spiritual awakening is for both. Interesting. We also have the father and the mother, the masculine and the feminine. You know, the Empress is sitting there with quite a nice bounty on her lap. It's like she has or is reaping the benefits of her harvest. The seeds that she has planted, they're coming back to her now. We have, hello, lovers. Hello, lovers. Okay, so the lovers, interesting. Because, first of all, the Eight of Wands right above that. Some of you, I feel like this is what you may want to bring love into your life. I love it mirroring the high priestess. You will be guided. Remember that the lovers is coming right next to the empress who has her heart open, but she's nobody's fool. This is why she's able to keep her heart open. First of all, having this spiritual awakening, there really is nothing that can come into your energetic field without you knowing it. Like nothing can sneak up on you. The lovers is a head over heart decision. But do I think the Empress would welcome love? Well, if she's looking for love, then yes. And I feel like she'd be very good at love. And I do love that we have the Emperor and the Empress in the same reading with the lovers right here. Then we have the Queen of Swords. Could be Gemini, sitting right next to Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It is mirroring Aquarius. And we don't have Libra on the board. But other than that, you know, the first thing I'm noticing with this queen is at one time she had a blindfold on. So she probably couldn't see, at least on a spiritual level. Now her eyes are wide open. I feel like this sword, this is the sword that you need to use for those final cuts to bring about the life that you want. It's like someone has gained their wings. Someone has gained their wings. Okay, whoa. I wasn't going to take as many cards, but we have the High Priestess right under the Two of Wands. It kind of feels with the High Priestess in the same line as the Emperor, and now the High Priestess in the same line with the Empress. Could this be two people being guided together? We have the Nine of Swords. Almost doesn't fit. Well, there's Justice. And then the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like this Nine of Swords, which talks about really extreme worry. Um, but the meaning of the card is unnecessary worry. The two nines are about reflection. Nine of Swords, a lot of worry in that energy. The Hermit, a lot of spiritual understanding. You know, just the Nine of Swords touching the Empress, there's no way she carries that energy. So I feel like Justice, which is right next to this Nine of Swords, and how I was just speaking about this Queen of Swords, using that sword to make those final cuts. Some of you, it could have taken a while, like you may have worried. Sometimes the uncertainty of what's next can kind of hold us in place. And that may have been the case, but I really don't feel that's the case anymore. And I also want to say, I feel like these lovers could certainly be of a past life because justice, for some reason, is pulling me up to the death card. And it just makes me feel, of course, it could have been in this lifetime. Um, but I feel more about the Emperor and the Empress being guided. Now, in love, well, we do have the lovers, but it could also be a great working partner, you know, a great person to collaborate with. The Emperor and the Empress really have the same goal. They just go about it differently. Neither is right or neither is wrong, is what I meant to say. It's just the way that they do it. The Emperor is much more methodical, where the Empress just kind of goes by the seat of her pants. It makes sense with her coming under the Queen of Wands because the Empress is someone who would definitely follow her guidance. And let's not forget the Empress is always receiving epiphanies. We all receive epiphanies, ideas, guidance. But the Empress is someone who has now recognized those signs and then follows them. So this Nine of Swords, I feel like that kind of feels like the past because it just doesn't fit. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is like your tree of life. Well, it is mirroring the star. And I feel that, the message of the Seven of Pentacles first is patience. And it's to allow certain seeds to come to full fruition. Another way of saying that is like, let's say this is an apple tree. This is your apple tree. And all the apples on that tree are your soul seed of intentions. Some apples become ripe, while other ones aren't ripe, right? Some are ready to pick, others not just yet. That's where the patience comes in. It's like tending to one's garden and knowing that you will see the fruits of that labor. I also feel like whatever happens when Seven of Pentacles comes out, it's what was meant to happen. And right now, it feels like it's about the movement. It's like I'm leaving an old life and beginning a new life. It doesn't have to be in all areas of your life, but with the Awakened Hangman being your first card, mirrored by that Two of Wands, I have no doubt that you will follow this. Especially with the High Priestess also right below the Two of Wands. No doubt. I feel like the signs will be that clear also. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Palace of Pentacles. The Palace of Pentacles, I feel like, is the ultimate goal. Well, maybe that's also included in that ultimate goal. The Ace of Cups, the Two of Pentacles. Do I choose love or money? Why can't you have both? In the Palace of Pentacles, you can have both. So this may be a goal that one is shooting for, but I feel like everything's aligning for you. Everything seems to be in alignment. All right, let's bring out the Gilded Tarot. Let's just go deeper. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide these three cards over. We'll remember that they're there. All right, let's give them a cut. We have the King of Swords. He's like somewhat reversed. We'll keep him in the upright for right now, but we'll see. Because we have the Queen of Swords down here. That's under that Eight of Cups. So that is walking away. Walking away from an emotional situation. It's the end of an emotional situation. Does this king have anything to do with it? Maybe. All right, we're going to take what's faced up first. Look at that. The Queen of Wands over the Queen of Wands. It's like the death of the old self and the birth of the new self. The Ace of Swords. Truthful communication. With the high priestess above it, your intuition. And the Lovers below. Three of Cups over the Eight of Cups. There's that celebration. I feel like this is the celebration of doing like that final work. I hate to use the word work, but I do feel like part of our life journey is about reflecting back just to understand like how we have grown, what we've learned from the past. But this looks like a wish is coming true because there is now emotional clarity. Because I'm no longer focusing on the cups that have been knocked over. So this Ace of Swords is a reason to celebrate also. Well, look at that, the star. We have a little bit of mirroring energy going on here. We have the Seven of Cups over the Three of Cups. And look at this, the beautiful Knight of Pentacles over the Empress. Another energy that speaks of patience. Patience, my child. But it's for a reason. Knight of Pentacles brings in a pentacle that is truly meant to enhance your life. And I do mean truly meant to enhance it. But this night comes at the right time. I don't come before. It's kind of tying me back to the Seven of Pentacles. If a seed's not ripe, it's just not ripe. But when it's ripe, this is when I come in. Right over the Empress. Nobody deserves that spiritual blessing more than the Emperor or the Empress. Seven of Swords, interesting. Over the Lovers. And then the Page of Swords over the Queen of Swords. Okay. So, I feel like there had been a time with someone. Well, okay. So I feel like what this is saying at this moment, that this queen and king were together. And I feel that someone wasn't honest. I feel the energy of Mercury, like where communication was really difficult. This does feel like the past. And I feel like that's probably what the death card was used for. Hmm. It's kind of like someone wants to go along for the ride, but this ride was meant for you. There's only one seat. Well, there might be two seats, but one of those seats I don't feel is meant. I kind of feel the King of Swords right now. Again, I'm not even thinking about the sign. We have the Ten of Wands. Okay. Ten of Wands mirroring the Seven of Cups. Well, this kind of feels a little bit like Venus in retrograde. So this could certainly be talking about someone who, let's just say back in the day, did carry some untrustworthy energy. And then the Ten of Wands being here over your intuition. This speaks about a period of time of heavy responsibilities. Could even talk about in a relationship where maybe you have the tendency to put most of the responsibility on your shoulders. I just get a feeling this person's going to return. And I do feel like there's going to be a conversation. I feel like I want to look at the Seven of Swords a little bit more. Five of Wands, well, that just adds more fire to the fuel, or more fuel to the fire. Five of Wands is the energy of fighting, ego, no one wanting to back down. Makes sense with Mercury in retrograde. Like nobody wants to apologize. But here it's a five, so it is about change. Sometimes I feel like the only thing I can do when I'm living in that Five of Wands is to leave it, separate myself from it, not allow myself to get pulled into that drama. Maybe had for a while. This does kind of feel like someone's coming back, though. I still want to look a little deeper. You know, Three of Swords. Okay, well, it's like I already knew all that. Definitely feels like someone did a number on you. And it definitely feels like someone just, I don't know. I feel like just wasn't honest with you. Definitely showing that your heart was broken. But listen, this Knight of Pentacles, it wouldn't bring us anything in unless it's a karmic lesson. But I kind of don't even feel that. Um, so that's why it's got me a little stumped. Like, why is the Knight of Pentacles bringing in the Seven of Swords? Two of Wands. Okay. Some of you want this person back. It's interesting because I feel like some of you want this person to return. And, with the Knight of Pentacles bringing this energy out, I can't help but look at that King of Swords over the awakened hangman. Maybe this king has also awakened. Maybe this queen, like, drew a line in the sand. And, the Emperor and the Empress are both people that we can look up to. So someone could have had some tremendous growth. Now, I would never tell you to even consider to take someone back if they were cheaters and, like serial cheaters and serial liars. Doesn't mean that they still couldn't evolve. But I would say take it slow. Because I do feel some of you want this to return. I feel like that's part of a wish. Hmm. All right, I want to look right at the Knight of Pentacles. It's coming over the Empress. So I know why it's the right time for this Knight to come in. Because the Empress would take gift that the Knight presents and she would definitely put it into action. All right, Three of Wands. So, Three of Wands is optimism. This is saying to divine that I trust that my gifts will come in their due time. It's trusting in divine timing. Knight of Pentacles would say that's a must. Um, but this is really someone who's living in the present moment, like the Fool, who, by the way, is mirroring the Knight of Pentacles, now mirroring the Three of Wands. So, optimism. All right, let me just put it this way. I feel like for some of you, you do have someone who's returning. And I do feel like it's probably due to Venus in retrograde. Now, I do feel there's a potential that this person has evolved their energy. And it may have come because of losing you. This could also be past lives, also, though. Something in a past life maybe wasn't fulfilled in the way that we had hoped, and another opportunity kind of to get it right, I guess. But I do want to say, no matter what, I would take it slow. And I feel like that's what the Two of Wands is saying. Like, if this is your wish, and it really is happening, take a step into it. You know, I kind of do love the Ace of Swords there because to me, that is truthful communication. And this Knight of Swords coming right over the Queen of Swords kind of feels like this is where the communication is coming from. I feel like that at first this queen cut ties. Something seems to want to come back. All right, I think I want to look at the king. Okay, Ace of Wands, inspired action. So this king is being guided. So I do now feel like this is someone who has evolved. Of course, if this is someone you have no interest in, then this is not the person I'm talking about. And I don't feel like I'm talking to all people right now. Some of you. And I love that the Ace of Wands just came over the King because that takes away the doubts that I had. You know, this feels like, okay, it does have a chance of moving forward. It does feel like both have had their own spiritual awakenings. It is kind of like the Emperor being up here, the Empress down here. What's going to connect them? Well, we have two star cards. We have two High Priestess, two Three of Cups, two reasons to celebrate, two Two of Wands. I'm just noticing the synchronicities right now. All right, I'm going to pick this up. And I want to just kind of go right across. Oh no, let's go underneath. Let's go down here. So the Seven of Cups does have you questioning. You know, maybe whether you're going to accept a cup or not. Seven of Cups is definitely making an emotional decision. It is mirroring the Ten of Wands. So I feel like it's okay to take some time, especially if you've dealt with that Ten of Wands. We had the Queen of Pentacles. So probably you. Could be a Virgo or a Capricorn also. Look at this, the Five of Cups. Wow. You know what I feel like? I feel like your spiritual team is saying someone dried their tears. Someone's definitely found clarity within their emotional house. And I do feel like this is definitely speaking of love. And I do feel like it's true love, but even true love can have issues. We have the Nine of Wands. Hello, Ten of Pentacles. And let's see if we can get one more out, then we'll talk about them. You know, in the Five of Cups, this is where the change is. This is where um divine is asking to consider change. In the Five of Cups is when I'm focusing on all that I have lost. But it doesn't suit me to stay in that energy for too long. Because the truth is, even if there is some of that sadness, behind this person are two cups. That is a soulmate. But that change needs to happen first. That's kind of what the Knight of Pentacles is saying. Again, I come at the right time. Maybe if my focus is on, like, oh, all I have lost, doesn't mean you don't have a right to, and it doesn't mean that you haven't lost. But this all feels like, okay, we know that. Here's an opportunity to heal that and to really let it be and let it go. And that's kind of what the Nine of Wands is. It's one really reflecting upon, it's interesting. I kind of feel like this might be the another person though, like reflecting upon their actions, especially the negative actions and what is produced. This is really knowing oneself in this energy. Now, I do feel that for someone else, but as it relates to you, because you're in the energy, because we have the hangman in the awakened state, some of you may not have reached it yet. You may be on your way. I feel like once Mercury goes direct, there's just so many like good things happening for you. What am I holding? And then we have the Seven of Pentacles again. First of all, I love that we have the Ten of Pentacles mirroring the star. And with the Emperor in that same line, who I often feel is a business owner or a leader, like can be a manager, but you could just be starting, but it feels like that blessing is, well, it feels like the blessing is over all your wishes. It's like you're on your way to this Palace of Cups or Palace of Pentacles with that Ace of Cups right underneath it. Ace of Cups is still hidden, but sometimes I feel like, if there are other things that your soul really wanted to accomplish in this lifetime, sometimes love is put on the back burner. Um, I don't feel for long, but I feel like what you're doing right now and the abilities you have to really like create some of these dreams, bring them into your reality are so strong. And I also just get a feeling that two people are just kind of meant to be together, even after the heartache. Hmm. Yeah, I do feel like this person who caused the heartache, they know that. Like, I feel like they're very clear on their own actions. And I feel they're very clear in knowing the energy that they must possess if they want to be with you. Otherwise, I don't think they'd even try. But it does feel like you're being guided together. Now, I probably have a couple different scenarios going on here. One, definitely someone of the past. I can't deny it, it's right in front of us. But another one, the Emperor and the Empress, this could be someone new. Um, the Knight of Pentacles coming over the Empress. You know, the Knight of Pentacles coming over the Empress really is perfect energy, especially mirroring the Fool, because the Empress is the one who will take these seeds of intention and she will grow them, right? She nurtures her garden. She makes sure it gets plenty of sun. She knows that these seeds will come to fruition in their right time. Again, divine timing. But some of you are sharing this energy with another. So I want to keep in mind the Emperor and the Empress. And I just want to take a couple cards. I'm going right across the middle of the spread. But I want to know the story of the Emperor and the Empress. Look at this. The Hangman again. Hello. The Eight of Cups. When I say the Hangman again, I mean the Hangman in the awakened state again. I don't know that I've ever seen it twice in a reading. It is like it's saying that it is so clear with what emotional ties that were that need to go. Well, I don't even feel like saying they need to go. I feel like you already know what you know here. Remember, we're looking at the Emperor and the Empress right now. Judgment, your spiritual team, they're calling you to the present moment. Why? There's about to be a rebirth. Why? We have a bunch of people in the awakened state. Now, you may just start becoming awakened. Judgment, your spiritual team, coming into that Three of Cups, looking right down at the Ten of Pentacles, and also mirroring the star. You don't think your spiritual team knows what you're wishing for? They know what you're wishing for. Nine of Swords again. Unnecessary worry. Unnecessary worry. You may have had to have some patience for some of these dreams to start to really manifest. And maybe you just thought they weren't going to. I feel like something happened that really put you in a deep state of reflection. And I feel like it did you very well. I may not have gone into it like feeling well, but I come out of it well. Just think of the hermit. When I emerge from the cave, I carry this beacon of light. This beacon of light lights the way for me, but it also helps light the way for others. And that's exactly what the Emperor and the Empress care about. Their fellow man, their fellow woman. This is what makes them such great leaders. They lead through experience. They've been through it. but they don't stop living. I feel like we all carry that energy within us. It's when we come to that realization, and that's kind of what the Nine of Wands is about. Really looking at oneself and being proud of how much you have grown. The things that you know now that you didn't know then. And sometimes that's simply the case. Like, don't beat yourself up. I just didn't know then what I know now. But I love your spiritual team guiding the Emperor and the Empress together. And by the way, again, perfect energy of collaboration. You may find someone that you start collaborating with, and you just might fall in love. It's the Emperor's wish for the Empress, but the Empress is coming in divine timing. Well, a lot of cards. We'll take them. We have the Six of Swords. So, under the Awakened Hangman, that makes sense. Because you have to look back one card. This is really the energy of moving on. What am I moving on from? Toxic energy. Those who are toxic. This is temporarily difficult energy, but it really is the promise of better days lie ahead. And I already know that for you. We have the Four of Wands. Some of you could be changing houses. The Fool again. Beautiful. Now we have the Fool twice. The Tower over the Nine of Swords. Okay, so that's where your worry's coming from, right? I don't want these Tower moments anymore. But that is the past. Judgment is bringing out the Fool. So Judgment doesn't want you living in the past. Bring yourself to the current moment energy. This is where you're guided. And what are you being guided towards? Your own wishes. Knight of Wands, beautiful. And look at this, the Knight of Swords. And they're facing each other. So the Knight of Wands is passion. That's what this knight brings. It brings passion, desire. Can even bring the energy of someone just sweeping you off your feet. Knight of Swords coming in right towards that. Could happen through communication. May start as communication. The Fool's right above that knight. But Judgment's right above that Fool. I feel like I want to go right in the middle. Two swords. Hmm. Well, there's that dang blindfold that the queen already took off. But you know what? This is real life. So it feels like something very passionate is heading your way. And I feel like this is in more areas, not just love. I feel like opportunities, um, really a chance to live a passionate life. And remember, where I feel, I'm using the word lucky, but I don't know if lucky is the right word because I feel like you deserve everything that's coming your way, but it may feel lucky. And this is just the beginning of it. Really, mid March, I feel, is when I feel like the energy's like you're going to feel energy. You're going to do things that maybe you would not normally do. I definitely feel like you're going to take some chances, but I feel like that's exactly what you do need to do. Take a few chances. Because these chances are going to lead to your dreams anyway. Judgment is like, don't worry. This is not about a tower. That's what was. Because the tower over the nine of swords, to me means it really doesn't exist. It's what I worry about. Like, I shouldn't even say worry, I just don't want to repeat it. You know, what's interesting though is this tower is still standing, made of gold. It's only the very tippy top that's been knocked over. Someone could have certainly felt fallen from grace. But you know what? I feel like during the fall, it's when they figure out who they really are authentically. So I feel like this fall from grace maybe is what taught them more. I don't know why, but I feel like it's someone else, not you. Okay. So, you know, and I also want to say with the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Cups right below that, again, Five of Cups is when I'm focusing on these cups. These are the cups that have fallen over. The danger with this energy is if I stay in that focus too long, then it does become woe is me. And it's hard to move out of that. And listen, everybody, we've all been there, right? We've all been there. But this five, it is about to change. So it's asking you to consider to change your focus. This person doesn't know these two cups are behind them. It's only after the change that these two cups will manifest, and they will manifest. And some of you could certainly feel like you're just being swept off your feet. And that can be very exciting, very romantic. And all I want to say is if any fear raises its ugly head, because the two swords, first of all, it's better than the nine of swords. Two of swords to me really is our humanness. But it doesn't feel like it's holding much weight. So I feel like it just raises his head and then goes back away. Now, I want to say for those of someone coming back in who did cause you heartache, this Knight of Swords feels like real communication, as does the Ace of Swords. So I feel like allow that communication, like allow that conversation to take place if you're interested. If you're not, just close the door. But it can't help but realize that the king is also in the awakened state. Doesn't mean that we have to be together now. But I can't help but feel that energy. I mean, it's here, right? It's here. All right. Let's pick these up and let's go into, well, I want to do two different things. Actually, I want to pick all this up except for the spread itself. Um, Please notice the synchronicities here because I often feel, especially as it relates to love, we can kind of see how people are being guided together. All right, so before I bring in the romance angels, I want to bring in the clarifying love situations. Let's just take a card or two. Looming agenda. You have different ideas about love and intimacy. Hmm. What's on the other side? Crossed paths, a mismatch of intentions, clashing perspectives, a journey misled seeks alignment. Now, that's not the way it came for you. You have different ideas about love and intimacy. Resilient roots. Endure the storms, protect your core, and grow stronger with each challenge. That's pretty powerful. Endure the storms. Well, that's probably why I felt the tower was still standing. Protect your core and grow stronger with each challenge. And then we have mapping the way. Explore love and unearth unexpected treasures. Unexpected treasures. Explore love and unearth unexpected treasures. I love that. That makes sense with everything we have here. All right. Let's last but not least bring out the romance angels. For those of us someone coming back, it's like I feel that for some it's going to be from a past life where there just feels like there was something left undone. And it does feel like an opportunity to get that completion in this lifetime, especially because both having spiritual awakenings doesn't mean that we are completely there yet, but we're on our way, each on their own. But it seems like synchronized at the same time. Okay, this could be the one. You've already met that romantic partner you seek. Well, I should have just taken that card and I wouldn't have to said anything I just said. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Keep an open mind. Well, that's what the Empress does. Her mind is wide open. And the Emperor. I feel like in this image, like this man is, wanting to win the woman over. Probably wanting to date her, court her. I definitely feel like I'm a package deal. Like you can't just love me. I just realized there's Cupid right above him. Angel love. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. This could be the one. Keep an open mind, and it's safe for you to love. And red flags. Pay attention to the red flags. Now, okay, I was just going to say, do I feel like there's going to be red flags? In a way, I don't. But I feel like what this is for is to comfort you. I feel like this is more your spiritual team saying that if something is not for you, if something is not going to benefit, expand your world, then we will send those red flags. Now, the Emperor and the Empress here, both having this spiritual awakening, they will see those red flags. So, in a way, I feel like your spiritual team is really what they're saying is trust us. Trust us. We will send you the signs. Like, don't not love because you're too fearful of love, though that is your choice. But if that's the case, then you may want to just ask yourself, okay, what can I reflect upon? Now, sometimes it's all them. And I do feel that. Well, I'm sure it's both, but the majority I do feel was someone else. And this is with someone I feel is coming back. But I feel like they know, they know what they've done. And that is why I looked at this person where I felt at first like, I don't know. But then the Ace of Wands coming over, which this king was coming over the awakened hangman. So, yes, sometimes people from our past can evolve. Some of you could have been with someone back in the day because all of a sudden I'm getting this energy of like, I just wasn't mature enough, but now I am. But listen, bottom line is, it's very clear that your guides are very active in your life right now. They're always active in your life, but I feel like there's certain things, well, I feel like there's dreams that are coming true, and that's why they're even more active because they want to guide you right to them. But remember, you also have to take those action steps. The fool has to be willing to take that leap of faith. But the fool does because the fool has cleared the past. All the fool carries with him is his little knapsack, which is the wisdom of my past experiences. But other than that, I've cleared the past and I am ready to take a leap of faith. And don't forget, we got two fools, so two people. And this is not just about love. This is also talking about your money. We saw that Ten of Pentacles and the Palace of Pentacles on the bottom. I feel like, you know what? Yes, I want to make a good living. And I feel like the Emperor and the Empress, man, you want to talk about a good living? It doesn't even have to mean like we have a ton of money, but we're doing what we love. And then why can't we have it all? Well, I feel like we can. We just got to realize there'll be good days, there'll be bad days. We can't let the bad days destroy the good days. But other than that, it feels like, first of all, holy abundance, but then love, abundance. You doing something that just feels so right for you. You're creating this abundance for yourself. And then love. They seem to go hand in hand. All right, guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. Um, I do want to say though, pay attention to the synchronicities because I feel like they're a big clue within this reading. I do feel like this is talking about more than one person who may have the same wish. Two people may be wishing for each other. I don't feel like the Emperor and the Emperor are like wishing for love. I feel like love will just happen for them because I feel like both of them are like doing their thing. But your spiritual team will find a way to guide you together. You'll meet each other, maybe in some type of creative outlet. You may even start working together. I feel like, I don't want to leave anything off the table because I feel like whatever the Emperor and the Empress do together, success, harmony, fulfillment. But let's just take the other person out of the picture for a second and let's just talk about you. This is about your dreams. You're showing up in your own reading right next to the star. This is about you and your opportunities that are going to help evolve your financial situation, but also your love life. Now, If you have no interest in love, then just say no. You know what I mean? But I do feel like when the right person comes in, it's kind of hard to say no to it. So what I can do instead is just start at the two, go on a date, have some conversations over the phone, right? Go deep. I mean, you're soulmates after all. And I feel like through a conversation, it won't take long really to recognize that. Why? Because there's something different. Because there's more fulfillment. Because you are feeling whole again. And I don't think you need another person to feel whole. But there's something is just telling me that you just feel whole again. And what I really love about your reading is just the way that you're being guided. And really, all this is asking you to do is just take that leap of faith. Take a chance, you know, in your money, in your life, but maybe also in your love life. You just never know how it's going to end up. Like this Ace of Cups that's under the palace, I feel it. I know it exists. I just feel like it hasn't quite reached us yet. The Lovers is here, right? And that's chemistry. I mean, the meaning is ahead of a hard decision, but it's chemistry. Especially with the Knight of Wands that was so close to it. So, anyways, I could go on and on and on, but I think I'm going to leave it there so I don't confuse you too much. Um, I thank you guys. I love you. I truly thank you for every way you help this channel. You know, I was just thinking about it earlier this morning, like without you, without the customer, without the subscriber, what am I? You know what I mean? Well, I don't mean it like that. I was actually thinking about like companies and like how they put themselves before the customer. And it's like, without the customer, I know I was thinking about the NFL and the tickets. And I was thinking, you know, we're being priced out where we can't even go to a game anymore. Um, so they're not thinking about us. We're not first, where if it wasn't for us, the fans, they wouldn't have the money to put on a game. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you all that right now, other than to say thank you. I am truly grateful for each and every one of you. And I welcome in anyone who's new. I feel like our soul family is growing and growing. And I don't know. I just love you all so much. So thank you so much. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye. Doesn't want to turn off.